Hello and welcome and congratulations with passing the earlier tutorials. Now we're going to go into MagicSpells 201, which is going to cover mostly spell delivery. In other words, what are different ways that we can get our intended spell to reach our intended target. Before we do all of that though, we're going to first show you how we make cast items. In our last tutorials we were casting our spells with /cast, which is of course not at all practical for roleplay. So we're going to see how we tie our spells to items. Now, first of all, we're going to reload our MagicSpells config, as of course is tradition. You may remember the two spells that we made last time, one of them being Discoball. So we're going to attach this to an item. We're going to make a magic wand that casts this when we right click it. As is tradition, we're just going to use the wiki a lot, because I cannot stress this enough. As a scripter, you are only as powerful as the amount of references that you know to pull information from. So the more scripts you've made in the past, the more scripts you know how they work. The more wiki pages you know how to find, you don't even have to have them memorized, the faster you're going to be with your scripts. So, I'm going to start this off with items. Call this disco item. That discoball-spell. This is our discoball-item. Now, what do we want it to have? We want it to have a name. Wand of disco. We want it to have type. Our type will be tick. Always a good type to begin with. And we're going to give it some lore text so we can explain what it does exactly. Right click, summons a disco ball. Spells /cast magic item disco ball -item. Here we go, the wand of disco. As you can see, we now have a stick called the wand of disco that says right click summons a disco ball. This text on here, you can use color codes in this, which I'll probably demonstrate in later videos. Actually, we can do a quick color code. I'll just borrow it from a different script I made at some point. Yeah, that's one of my own. A is a color code. I actually need to look up what these color codes are exactly. I mostly just copied them out of my old spells. 7. Delete it because it doesn't update. There, that already looks a lot better. Green and gray. Now if I right click this, nothing happens, and it shouldn't because I haven't really configured it yet. So the next step, we're going to configure it. We're going into our DiscoBallSpell. We're going to add the config, right click, cast item. Cast item is discoball-item, which is of course the item we made here. If you want to see all of these configs, by the way, just go to our friendly neighborhood wiki to the page configuration. There's a very long, actually it's not even that long. There's a long page with all of the generic configs that you can use on any spell. So not just for specific spells, you can just use them on any spell. So in this case, we're looking into cast items. So Here you can see the most relevant ones. Cast item, right click cast item, consume cast item, so whether or not it's a consumable. But, you know, it's a long list. If you ever need to configure something, this is where you would find your info. Now we're gonna serial load. Did everything well. There we go. We right click our stick. And there's our DiscoBallEffect that we made last time. So that is how we attach our spells to items. And that's it for the first lesson of the 201 series. Thank you for watching and hopefully I'll see you around.